Hey, true believers, Englentine here with another big old DC comic review video. These are basically, I give just 40 seconds, how did I feel after I read the book, reviews, to give you a taste of whether they're good, bad, maybe if the series has been picking up, or if it's been going down, or if it's always been crap. You know, just something to give you a little flavor of what it's all about. Now, I do read all of them, and I rank them, and it's 1 star is horrible, 2 stars bad, 3 stars good, and 4 stars excellent. And after that, I rank them from what I thought was the worst of the comic books all the way to the best for the week. And sometimes it kind of surprises me what makes it up there. Sometimes it surprises me what ends up sucking for the week. I judge the book by the book, not the title, even though, yes, some titles I go, yay, I get to read a Deathstroke, and sometimes I'm like, oh, good, Border Town. You know, so I can't say I'm completely unbiased, but I try. Anyway, let's get this party started. The 1-star books, they are the horrible, the worst, the ones you should stay away from. Titans number 27, oh my gosh, Dick Grayson's been shot, Nightwing's been shot. Oh, he'll be okay, but let's worry about this dude we haven't been attached to for 80 years. That's the one we need to focus on. And by the way, what is going on with Changeling? Seriously. Oh, it reminds me of what they did to the Beast in X-Men. I'm not a big fan of that either. But this is a suck book. I mean, this book sucks. The way it washes over the people they really should be caring about. It's, oh my gosh, I did not like it at all, guys. I wish I could say better things about it. I just can't. 2-star books, they're merely bad. Maybe they've got a saving grace that keeps them from being truly horrible. Border Town, number 2. Man, I should be doing a full-length review of this, and by that I mean an absolute ripping. This book continues to not be good. Granted, this second issue is better than the first, but I think it's more because it doesn't focus on the teenagers. It doesn't focus on the identity politics as much. It's there. And oh my gosh, this is bad, and the art is horrible. It's just an all-around not good book. But while the first issue was absolute garbage, this one is almost absolute garbage, so it's an improvement. Sandman Presents The Dreaming, number 2. I want to like this book. This is like an origin story of Melvin as we're dealing with a lucid dreamer destroying the dream world, which is... Why? Is that the only lucid dreamer on Earth? It should be like, doesn't every person have their own version of it? It just, oh God, this book is such a mess. This book has been a mess since the beginning. I want to like it, I really do, but unfortunately so far, I just can't get into the dreaming at all. Green Arrow, number 45, is one of the reasons I admire, or not admire, I'm kind of jealous of new readers, I guess, is what I'm trying to say, because they haven't been through this as much, where you have the death of a character you know is going to come back, and this is because of Heroes in Crisis. Roy Harper was killed. This is his funeral. I'm not feeling it. I don't believe it, and that's a problem for a book like this. We're supposed to be down, but DC has done so much to betray their own stories. I have a feeling this is going to be more of the same. Superman number 4. So Earth is still in the Phantom Zone, and this is not affecting any other title except for Superman. I repeat, Earth is in the Phantom Zone. Every hero on Earth is in the Phantom Zone, and yet the only title talking about it is Superman. And he fights a Kryptonian, and he's like, hey, why are you fighting for this guy? Because you know he's going to come after you. He wants to destroy all Kryptonians. And the guy's like, what? That's crazy talk. And then Earth gets put back not where it's supposed to be, and that's the big twist at the end with Adam Strange. It's not good, guys. The 3-star books, they're average. Maybe they didn't register with me, or I liked them, but just not enough to recommend them. Batman and the Mask Arkham Dreams, number 1. So I did do a full-length video review of this. Please check that out. The summarization of that is This really leans heavily into the Max. If you're a Max fan, you're going to get a heck of a lot more out of it than if you're a Batman fan. They try to balance it, but seriously, this is for Max fans. It's kind of slow, and it's incredibly surreal, I guess. Surreal more than cerebral, that's definitely for sure. It's entertaining, yet kind of confusing as well. Cursed Comics Cavalcade, #1. Man, this is the kind of comic book I really just want to give a lot of praise to and go, wow, oh my gosh, you got to check this out, woo. And in all honesty, if I'm being honest, I can't, because it's a anthology book, and anthology books are always hit and miss. There's some good stories, there's some bad stories, there's some stories that just kind of coast. I like the Batman story with the horror movie Freak. I like the Black Lightning Katana story. There are some really good stories in here, and I recommend you pick it up because that's going to change. You know, like you're going to like the ones that I don't and vice versa. So while this is it's weird because I can't give this like 4 or 5 stars, but I still kind of recommend it. The Flash, #56. So what we have here is a Sage Force taking over Heatwave, and he's in the mind, and it's like, oh, I'm a heat god now, and I'm a fire god, and the Flash is like, wait a second, we're in his mind, what are we gonna do? And this title's gone downhill since they invented the different forces. This isn't the colors of the Green Lantern, guys. It's failing. It's time to stop. It really is, because it's becoming Monster of the Week, and I'm sorry, it's just there anymore. I don't feel anything for this book. It's, hey, they made a comic book. I'm happy for them. Congratulations. Catwoman, #4. We get an origin story of sorts of Selena Kyle and her sister, and how they, even though they had the same upbringing, they went down the same paths. Now, this is a little bit on the nose because, you know, when she's a little girl, she finds a cat costume that just so happens to look like the cat costume she'll wear. But overall, this is the first time I've been into the Catwoman series. This is the first book that's really dragged me in. I'm sorry, I just haven't been feeling it, but this one, pretty good. And come on, this cover is just gorgeous. That's a painting. It looks like a photograph. Wow. Detective Comics, #990. So we have Two-Face Attack Police Station. It's basically his show right here. And after all is said and done, and after all the violence is over and the smoke clears, we get Batman tracking him down. He even says, yes, I know where he is. I know where he's been, blah, blah, blah. And then it shows up. And after attacking all these people, he goes, let's talk. Okay, I guess. I mean, we saw it in Killing Joke, but it's more like, well, you did this, you're going down. I don't know. It's an entertaining book at the very least. You know, it's that much anyway. Now, the story is about Captain Boomerang, and it shows him to be competent. I always liked that, because for a long time, Captain Boomerang was kind of played off as a joke, because, hey, he's got boomerangs, So, I'm looking at the cover here, and then I look at this other cover here, and what? Seriously, this couldn't be a Captain Boomerang cover? I don't know. Okay, so the covers bother me a lot more than the story. Like I said, it's a fun story dealing with Captain Boomerang. I liked it. I'm going to give it a decent grade, but still, come on, what's with the covers? The 4-star books, they're good, legitimately good, and I'm happy to be able to recommend them to you. Wonder Woman and the Justice League Dark Witching Hour #1. So this is their crossover storyline. And it's actually pretty good. You got Hectai, this lady on the cover here, who is kind of mad the way that magic has been going, and Naboo has released her. It's quite good. Now, I kind of miss when Justice League Dark was called Shadow Pact, because it's basically the same kind of stories, but they do them pretty well. It's rather wordy, however. So this is not something you're going to breeze through, but it is definitely a satisfying read if you can get through it. Scooby Apocalypse, #30 is fun. It's entertaining. The whole series is. This is more of a Daphne-centric title. Actually, all it is we find out, one, that Scooby can talk like Scrappy, you know, just regular English rather than the ruh-roh kind of thing he's done. and Daphne goes off to be sad about the death of Fred, and there's a twist at the end, and she goes off with Scrappy-Doo. So, yeah, like I said, it's very entertaining. It's a lot of fun. Not a whole bunch of action. It's really a character issue, but it works. A lot of exposition and setting up for what's coming next. With the twist, looks to be good. For as much as I do not or haven't been enjoying the Sandman Presents The Dreaming, I've enjoyed House of Whispers. This has been a good book. This is what I like to see. I like to see the fables. I like to see them in action. I like to see what makes them who they are. And you're not getting that in the other one. This one you are. And I think that's what makes it entertaining. You know, this is my thing of power. This is my place. You know, I just love that kind of mythology, and I really do believe that this is the stronger of the Sandman series, and, you know, pick it up. Give it a shot, guys. The United States versus Murder, Inc. Now, I have gone off on Bendis left, right, and center. This one is credited as created by, so I have a feeling he's not writing it, but this one's good. It really is. In this case, you know what? I'm sorry, names escape me, but the young lady, the protagonist of our story, who is an assassin, is given a name and a reason. And she even says, wait a second, you've never given me a reason before. Why are you telling me why I need to kill him? And then she finds out it's because it's her uncle, and it's kind of the moral dilemma of her doing her job versus, you know, killing family. It is done very well. It's a very well-written book, and I'm kind of surprised that anything good is coming out of Jinx World. Hawkman number 5. So, in the Silver Age, Hawkman and the Atom shared a title together, and that's why it's like, hey, Hawkman and the Atom together again. Isn't that awesome? And it's pretty good, actually. And Hawkman is a title you should be buying. So far, 4 issues in, I was saying, hey, this is one of the best books on the shelf. 5th issue doesn't do anything to change my opinion on that. Basically, though, this is exposition. I'll warn you about that. Adam is saying, whoa, hold on, I figured something out. Yeah, you've been reincarnated here in the microverse. You may have even had a reincarnation on Krypton and so forth and so on, not just Earth. And so this, I think, is setting up for a lot of stories to come. But this particular one, like I said, is all exposition, and if you're into the characters, that's really all you need. It's good. Wonder Woman number 56, The Witching Hour, Part 2. Now, I already said I liked the first chapter, and this chapter is actually better than the first. I still think they should be calling it Shadow Pact, but that's just me. I'm not a big fan of Hektai as much as I was as that Upside Down Man. I don't know why. It's just like, okay, you're not impressive. The other guy, that impressed me. Otherwise, yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the story. I'm not exactly sure why they decided to make Wonder Woman the central focus of magic now, but okay, I guess I'll roll. So long as the story's good, I'll roll with it. Red Hood and the Outlaw number 27 is yet another comic book dealing with the death of Roy Harper because, hey, forget about Wally West that we've followed for 20 years. Who cares about him, right? Anyway, no, this one's actually pretty good. I didn't care for the Green Arrow story, but this one does it right, and I think it's because it's not just about the death of Wally West. Nothing's about the death of Wally West. It's not just about the death of Roy Harper. It's about the relationship between Jason Todd and Bruce Wayne, and that kind of brings it all together. So yeah, I can recommend this one. Besides, I'll recommend Red Hood and the Outlaw every day, twice on Tuesday. Curse of Brimstone number 7. Man, one after the other, New Age of Heroes are being canceled, and I have a feeling that this one's going to be on the chopping block soon, but man, it does not deserve to. It really doesn't. This has been getting better and better as it goes. I got to admit, I started off liking it, but now it's like, I want to find out what happens next. This is the kind of thing. Every issue should be a commercial for the next issue. And that is what happens here. Curse of Brimstone is exciting. It's really the whole demonic mystic kind of book that you would get from the 1970s. It's just really cool. Supergirl number 23. So she's on a quest. She wants to find out what's behind the destruction of Krypton, which should just be nature. But no, Michael Bendis has to come in and things up. But so the thing is even though what's going on over at Superman is crappy, this storyline's been pretty good, and Supergirl has been improving. I'm quite pleased with what's going on there. And yes, that first cover was amazing. This one, not so much, and this is supposed to be the artistic cover. They should have switched them. But in this case, she ends up taking on the Green Lantern Corps, and then even Mogo himself. It's exciting stuff, guys. It's time to start picking up Supergirl again. Adventures of the Super Sons. So, the original Super Sons was amazing, and everybody knew it. And this redo, I guess, why couldn't it just still be the Super Sons? It's not like anything really changed, except for it continues to get better. I love this storyline. You have the Intergalactic Injustice Gang going after Damian and John, and it has been fun from the start. In this case, you get the red and blue Jonathan Kent because some red kryptonite. Their personalities are different, but they use it, so it's a very smartly written book, and I can't recommend it enough. The 5-star books are excellent. They might not be Watchmen quality, but man, they do get the job done. Deathstroke number 36. Now, if you have not yet received the memo, this is one of the best books on the shelf, and I'm not being hyperbolic about that. Christopher Priest is just crafting a tale that is exciting, and in this case, psychological. This is definitely a look into the mind of Slade Wilson in his present state, and being in Arkham, it just adds to it. There is a bit of the fantastic here, but it really doesn't take away from the story at all, and I highly recommend this. Highly recommend this book.